Hi everyone, today we're going into the 6th lockdown and not too happy about it. I think I've done more than the required amount of time on the tutorials, but I just want to make this last one to celebrate today lockdown and to kind of wrap what I've learned from Tyflow for the past couple of weeks. So today we'll be making some sort of infectious planet effect. I'm kind of going off script here because I don't. This is made up on the spot, so let's just work it out. I'll be making like a sphere right now, kind of represent our planet, and I'll make that a bit transparent, and I'll pop a Tyflow and also a Ty icon within the sphere. I'll rotate that 180 degree. Probably drag that up so that it's in the center. It's within the sphere. So the logic behind this simulation effect is that the particles within the sphere will be the population, say human, and the population generated from the Thai icon would be the infected population. So we'll have two births, one for the icon and one for the object. So the object would be the sphere, obviously, and we want it to be not on surfaces but in volume. I want this to be in 3D rather than just on the surface of the sphere. So we pretend that people now lives within the core of the Earth as well. With the Thai icon, I'll pick that. So say we have, let's go massive. Let's go 20,000 people within this Earth. Yeah, that's a lot of people. And say we only have 10 people infected within the span of 5 days. So if I disable all the Earth people, you go to frame number 6, you got all those little I'll make them yellow so you can see, yeah, like that's all 10 of them right there, spreading all sort of sickness to the population. So the start of this tutorial is this grow operator. So right away you can see that it's growing right out of the planet as well, which is what we don't want. We want it to spread within the planet and kill everyone inside of it. Bit of irony, but we changed that to space colonization, and that will start to be contained within the planet itself. Yep, so you can play with the kill distance. I'll probably set it to something really small, like 0.4 or something. Yeah, that looks pretty mad. Yeah, it's spreading all sort of diseases and sickness in there through the masses. That looks pretty dope. I'll probably change that as well. Yeah, that limited the distance of it, so I'll probably keep it fairly large so that it can travel quite a bit. Add a bit of variation for fun. So the logic behind this script right now is that these particles spawning from the Thai icon will slowly infect and eat up the population in the existing sphere over time. So as you can see right there, so as I drag it, like the population just gone, disappear. To kind of simulate this even further in a visual appealing kind of way, we can add material and then do a time measure as we did in the previous tutorial with the crappy wizard. So I'll be making a V-Ray material with a gradient ramp map. Change that to black. And let's have the non-infectious as white, and then once they're black, and then the severity of the virus can be red. Probably don't need that. Change the color of this to bright red, probably dark red. Push it up so that there's not too many people that is like clear of the virus, and I'll connect that to the Tyflow. Okay, I'll minimize that. So to change the color over time, we'll need a custom property and a mapping. So it's basically mapping the gradient over time according to the age of the particle. So the longer the particle exists, it will turn black. So this is a continuous effect, so we need to change both of these to continuous. And in custom property, if you scroll down to custom float, you want to change that to particle age frame. So I'll name the channel death because that's what it is. Like this particle dies over time. And then in mapping, I'll change that to custom float. Change the channel to death. And normalize value, I'll enable that and probably add that as a small number for a start, so that you can see the gradient change effect immediately. So the larger the number, the longer it takes for you to see the changes. We'll need a shape as in the mesh as well for it to render in the viewport. So I'll create a shape operator just underneath the grow to have it. We probably get away with low-res sphere because we're gonna do a time measure afterwards. So that's probably fine. I'll change that to geometry. Disable that. Do that to see the sparseness of the particle. I'll probably want to have the distance kind of more tightly knitted. So probably 0.001. No, it's way too small. 0.001. Yeah, 15. 15 sounds good. Yeah, probably increase a bit of scale on the spheres, so they're more tightly knitted together. That way it's easier to time measure later on. Now I'll just make that unrenderable, and I'll just create a light on top of this thing. So can see that. Also make it invisible, so we don't have to think about it in the viewport. I'll change the exposure control down to V-Ray exposure, and with that you can probably view that in the IPR, hopefully. It's on, right? Oh yeah, we need a map, a mesh as well. So that should change things up, I suppose. Yes, as you can see there, our particles are spawning, and then over time it's lagging like madness. It gets blackened at the place where it spawns. Probably untick that render only so that the color, it tends to display better when I untick that for some reason. I'm not too sure why, but it looks like it's working now. So we'll just apply the time measure. Time measure this time works slightly different than it is in the bubble example. So if I go to Tyflow, add a time measure, and pick the Tyflow, yes, it's pretty mad at this point. We go to modifier and reduce the radius of it. You can change the voxel size so it's more accurate-ish, but yeah, it looks like a really cool coral for now. I can probably just hide the sphere for us to see the effect. Blob mesh is fine. I want this to be inheriting the material and UV ID, and we probably want it to be in a simulation group. So if I go back to Tyflow and add a particle group just underneath the birth, change that to 1, it will now kind of follow the Tyflow as it grow, and then we can just hide the Tyflow as well. So now, as you can see, it grow as the Tyflow grow, and we don't even need to have the Tyflow there. And we'll also apply the material onto the time measure. So with this, I'll do a test render. If the computer responds, there you go. Yeah, so as you can see, it gets blackened after a little while there. I'll be back with the video in a sec. Okay, so the renderings are done, and this is the result. I didn't center the thingy, but you get the idea. So that's just one element in a small sphere. What you can also do is you can duplicate those tie icon. As you can see here, this is the other result that I have. I basically make the sphere transparent, give it a glass material, kind of duplicate that, and then assign the position icon. Yeah, into the other Thai icon. So I made a couple more Thai icons and kind of increase the size of the sphere, and the result is something within this video. Hopefully that it loads. There you go. So as you can see, you can have multiple growth, and then you can control the different time that it grows. So these down here are growing faster than these three at the top. So yeah, that's it for this tutorial. I'll see you in the next one.